Hello. Hello. Um, just checking everything looks fine. Because last time it broke. Right. Okay. Um, Vedansh. I don't know if any of yours are in the document, but feel free to put one in if you're here. I usually like to prioritize the people who are actually on the stream, who then say if I can review their copy. Feels like fair, like they've actually showed up. Okay. Okay. All right, we're gonna start with Shake. I think these are one of the older copies we put in from last time, so we're gonna start with this one. Um, okay. Uh, right. Let me make a copy and then I'll delete the. Um, yeah, you know what, I'll take the. I'll accept all the suggestions after, and then I will. Yeah, I'll look at it properly after. Okay. Okay, you're not stuck. You're uncorrected. You are working hard. I know you are. You finish your day job exhausted and sit down at night to learn 3D. You watch tutorials, you buy courses, you follow every step carefully, but the moment the tutorial ends and you try to create something on your own, you freeze. The anatomy looks stiff, the topology fights against you, it doesn't resemble the professional work you see on ArtStation. That's the most frustrating part. You're putting in real effort and seeing almost no progress. So you start asking the dangerous questions. Do I just lack talent? Am I wasting time? Is this ever going to be enough to leave my job? Here's the honest diagnosis. You don't have a talent problem, you have a feedback problem. You're trying to learn a complex professional skill in isolation. You're drowning information but starving for correction. When you learn alone, you can't see your blind spots. You might spend 3 hours sculpting a face without realizing the structure was wrong from minute one. You're not building skill, you're practicing mistakes. Real growth doesn't come from watching another video, it comes from a senior artist looking at a wireframe and saying, stop, this edge flow will break the rig, fix it here. The moment I repeat it again and again is what separates amateurs from professionals. This is why I built the Tyson 4D Bootcamp. It's not a video course, it's a mentorship environment designed to break bad habits early. We don't show you how to do the work, we watch you do it. We review your actual projects, we point out what makes them look student level, and we show you exactly how to fix it immediately. This is how portfolios get sharp, this is how confidence replaces guesswork, this is how people move from aspiring to professional. If you're done guessing and ready to build, real skill the right way, apply below. Okay, let's look at the original one. Okay, how do we accept all suggestions? I'll just do them manually. Oh no, I can't because I'm not a host. Okay. Okay, let me just edit it myself. Okay, so the first things first is I don't like you're trying to get people into the Tyson 4D bootcamp, and I know you, but then this is a link to the testimonials, which I don't really understand because these are Tyson's testimonials, but presumably you want to get them into um, the just the 4D bootcamp, right? Just the standard one. Yeah, like either this one or the boot camp. So you're trying to get people to enter into a copywriting community. But this seems like you're talking about like an artist looking at a wireframe. Maybe I'm missing something here. I guess maybe it's just like a sample link, but still, I think it's a little bit confused because I think when you start, okay, you're not stuck, you're uncorrected. You're working hard, I know you are. I think overall it's very well written, but I think it's like I say this many times. You need one one point for one email. You can't be you can't be doing like multiple points for multiple like within one email because people's attention spans are not that strong. You need to have it where it's just one thing, like one single point that you're going to make. And don't bring up too many things because it's very delicate at the start because you're talking about 3D here, then you're seeing ArtStation here. To like, there's too much information going on. I would say specify this a bit more. Kind of like our friend here has said here. What does 3D even mean? Yeah, exactly. Because it would be, yeah, like one big idea, exactly. Like, or just like the focus, right? It needs to be just like focused on one thing, because otherwise you just get a bit lost and you don't really know what it's trying to tell you. Finish the video and you sit down like to learn 3D art. Okay. Maybe 3D design. You watch tutorials, you buy courses, you follow every step carefully. But the moment the tutorial ends and you try to create something of your own, you freeze. I would say you wouldn't, like, you don't freeze, do you? You wouldn't be like, you like, you but the moment tutorial ends, you try to come in, you struggle to stay focused. The anatomy looks stiff. The topology fights against you. It doesn't resemble the professional work you see on ArtStation, so I get rid of that. You want to recreate. Doesn't resemble the professional work you want to recreate. That's the most frustrating part. Putting in real effort. And seeing almost no progress. So you start asking the dangerous questions. I'd have like a nice little bullet point here. Or maybe even I'd have it as numbers. Just to kind of, I feel like it's losing me a bit here, and then a numbered list kind of brings me back in. So you start asking the dangerous questions. Do I just lack talent? Am I wasting my time? Is this ever going to be enough to leave my job? Here's the honest diagnosis. You don't have a talent problem, you have a feedback problem. You're trying to learn a complex professional skill in isolation. You're drowning in information but starving for correction. That's very nice. Yeah, I like that. I'd even put that in bold. Yeah, nice. When you learn alone, you can't see your blind spots. You might spend 3 hours sculpting a face without realizing the structure was wrong from minute one. You're not building skill, you're practicing mistakes. I like this as well. I'd maybe even have a little dash there. I think that's nice. You're not building skill, you're practicing mistakes. Brother, would you ever make a step-by-step video on how to become an SEO copywriter, keyword research, structuring, etc.? Well, my friend, you're in luck because I have a video on that. If you scroll back, there are a couple of videos on SEO copywriting. I'm pretty sure one of them. Let me see. What's this? Where is it? Yeah, I got this one. This one, and then there was another one I did. Where is it? Where is it? Which one? Yeah, Starter Guide on SEO Copywriting. That one. This one was. Okay, so today's video. That one's a good one. But yeah, I probably do more because actually now what I want to do is, I want to do more business agency stuff on my channel because one, I want to get actual clients from that I want from my YouTube channel, but also I think it's helpful for you guys if I just show you what I do, like rather than necessarily say here's what I think you should do and try and guess. Like I would just say here's exactly what I'm doing to make the money and it's all transparent and you guys can copy it if you want. Many of the gurus online saying that email copy for educational brands is in high demand. What are your thoughts on this? Yeah, for sure. I think I would say be wary of what the gurus tell you because on the one hand they are right, but they are trying to tell you a version of copywriting that they are selling. So obviously they're going to tell you that that's the model they're selling you. So they will say, yes, it's in very high demand. I don't think they're wrong, but I would say with this niche, it's quite, like there aren't that many, I don't know, it's quite hard to get into because if it's an educational brand or like another course seller, they're going to want to know you quite well. And especially if they're going to give you revenue share. So, you know, I've had a lot of people who have like tried to go down the ghost operator route, and they really struggle because I think you need that trust element, and you need the proof. But honestly, like I think it's very good. Yeah, I think I think that's a niche focus on data. Like if you are really good at getting results for brands, if you're really good at data, if you're really good at like unique marketing solutions, then I think you can make quite a lot of money in that niche. But it's just up to you. It depends on what you want to do. I've said this in previous videos, like there's no like perfect niche. They're all good. Every niche is good. You can make money in every niche. Like I do SEO for finance. I do copywriting for financial companies. You know, that I think it's great, but that's just because I've worked at it and I've made it a thing. I think if you work at any niche, you'll make it work. If there's money in the niche, you can be a copywriter in it. That's it, really. Okay. When you learn alone, you can't see your blind spots. I feel like in here, you're almost like, it's almost like hammering the point. Like this is such a good way of saying it. But then here, like you're just sort of like hammering the point. Like we get it. So I'd say, yeah, I would say actually I'd get rid of that. So I'd say you're drowning information but starting with correction. Real growth doesn't come from watching another video. It comes from a senior artist looking at a wireframe and saying, stop this. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Real growth comes from real feedback. That moment repeated again and again is what separates amateurs from professionals. Real growth comes from real feedback. Feedback repeated again and again. I would just say maybe this. Real growth comes from real feedback. This is what separates amateurs from professionals. I got this twice here. This is what separates amateurs from professionals. I would say maybe, okay, real growth comes from real feedback. The exact, and then maybe like, okay, exactly what. Real growth comes from, you're drowning information style correction. Real growth comes from real feedback. Exactly what separates amateurs from professionals. This is why I built the Tyson 4D Bootcamp. It's not a video course, it's a mentorship environment designed to break bad habits early. We don't just show you how to do the work, we watch you do it. We review your actual projects, we point out what makes them look student level, and we show you exactly how to fix it. This is how portfolios get sharp. This is how confidence replaces guesswork. I would say this is how guesswork is replaced by confidence, because I always like to have it where the positive thing is at the end. It's like negative to positive. It reads much better. Like, this is how portfolios get sharp. This is how guesswork is replaced by confidence. This is how people move from aspiring to professional. It's like always like the positive way up. If you're done guessing and ready to build if you're done guessing and ready to build real skill the right way, apply below. Talk soon. Well, I mean, I'm not to promote Tyson 4D's community, but you need to put the right link in, because I don't know what this link is. This link is like his testimonial, so I would just have that in. And also, it's a copywriting community, same as Copywriting 101. I don't know why you're promoting 3D design. Like, that seems very confusing to me. Because it's copywriting. I don't know. Maybe he's changed it. I don't think he has. No. So yeah. Yeah. I think written very well, but I think the actual purpose of the email. I know it's probably only a sample, but it's very unclear. Like, remember, a confused customer always says no. If they don't know what they're buying or what they're doing, they're just going to click off and never think about it again. So it needs to stay really focused. I can imagine you would just change this with copywriting, because you could probably switch it up. Okay. Okay, we got the Georgian one again. Okie dokie. Lado. And this is one of Ernesto's students, I believe. Ernesto, I've spoken with a lot. He's very nice. He runs the simple copywriting community. Very nice, very nice community, and he's very, very keen. He's very, very active. Really nice one for you guys to join. Um, I think his is there are probably less resources than Copywriting 101, but he's very active. It's a really good environment for you guys to sort of practice. So I'd recommend joining that, and obviously it's free as well. But yes, okay. I don't know what this says. Let's translate that again. Untitled document. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll give it a title. You always need a title for your work. Okie dokie. Actually, wait, let me just make a copy. Okay. Weeks from now, 60 weeks from now. Thank me later. I also think, okay, right, guys, if you're submitting work, presentation is a lot. Okay, so what I would do is I would literally just go up here, go to insert table, and make two, and I would literally just make subject line 60 weeks from now. What's it called? It's called the pre-header. Thank me later. So yeah, if you just present it like this, it just looks so much better, so that someone, when you send it to a client, they can just immediately read it and know exactly what's going on. Okay. Hey, first name. I know I said this already, but 60 weeks from now is coming either way. The real question is, will you still be guessing in the markets, or will you finally have a system that makes sense? Right now, the main problem isn't a lack of information. It's no clear structure, no risk management, no plan to follow, emotional trades that erase progress. That's exactly why I shared this. 60weeks.co, whatever this is a free structured trading roadmap. Inside you'll get 60 step-by-step lessons, clear, not overwhelming, simple chart reading explained without jargon, a practical risk management framework, a repeatable trading structure you can actually follow, discipline principles most beginners ignore. No hype, no signals, just foundation. Most traders quit because they never had structure. This gives you one. And it's free, but access closes soon. If you're serious about trading, don't overthink it. Claim you access from here. Simple reminder, simple decision. See you inside ladder. Okay. I think we got a bit to work on here. I like the first line. I know I said this already, but I would say I know I've said this already. I know I've said this already, but 60 weeks from now is coming either way. Either way with what way? So I would say 60 weeks from now is coming either way. So I think the point you're trying to make is 60 weeks will happen to you whether you like it or not. Unless you die, obviously. It's that. I know what you're trying to say here. You're trying to say that thing of like, people say, oh, that's going to take me 3 years to do. But then people say, well, in 3 years, you'll be 3 years older anyway. And then you'll have not done the thing. So you might as well do the thing. So you're trying to say it now for 60 weeks. This email doesn't have an easy to flow structure from the opening to the CTA. It's missing something that's going to drive it home, like storytelling. I actually completely agree. I think you're spot on there. There's no story here. Not that you have to have a story in every single email, but I think you're right. I think it doesn't have a... It's like, it's missing something when you read it and it feels pointless. It feels like I've just read this pointless thing. I don't understand what I've read. You need to like have the like clear what you're selling. So okay, you're selling a 60 step-by-step program on trading. Simple reminders, simple decisions. Okay, so hmm. Let me just rewrite it and then we'll think about a story at the end. 60 weeks will happen to you whether you like it or not. A skill might take 60 weeks to learn, which seems like a long time. But the reality is, in 60 weeks, the time will have, or maybe like, I'm struggling with this one. The reality is, in 60 weeks, the time will have passed regardless. You will be older and none the wiser. Is that how you say it? None the wiser. Yeah. But, I know I've said this already, but 60 weeks will happen to you whether you like it or not. A skill might take 60 weeks to learn, which seems like a long time. But the reality is, in 60 weeks, that time will have passed regardless. You will be older and none the wiser. The real question is, will you still be guessing in the markets? Yeah, so I think that's maybe where it is. The real question is, do you have the dedication to commit to one skill for that time? Imagine how good you would be at something. Yeah, it's too early for that. Put that at the bottom. Maybe, okay. Where can I send you my email samples? Well, join Copywriting 101. The link is under the video, and then you can just add it. You'll see when you click on live. So you go into the stream, just click on here, and then you'll see the copy here, and it'll be here. And you can just add it. Just put your name and then the doc there. Or you can just put it in the chat if you can't figure it out. I will say something like, hey name, remember when you said by 2026 you'll already be traveling around the world, retiring your mum and living the big life, but now it's 2026 and you're still stuck at. Yeah, I like that. I mean, that's the sort of Iman Gaji like kind of method, and it's very effective because I think he taps into, something that all men want, which is that recognition, that like retiring your parents, like that being that status, and they sort of play on that pain point, and it works so well. So yeah, I think that is here, but I probably wouldn't overdo it too much. Because also, here's another point. Like, things become old very quickly. Like, I think that Iman style, I mean, even he doesn't do it too much anymore. Like, he touches on it, but it's like we all know it now. We've all heard it before. It's like it's always the new thing you got to think up. So you can sort of build on it, but I would almost always try and be original. Right now, the main problem isn't lack of information. It's no clear structure, no risk management, no plan to follow, emotional traits that erase progress. Okay. The main problem isn't lack of information. I need to now just like basically bring up trading. So the problem is that it's going from skills straight into why you're bad at trading, and it's too much of a leap. So I would say, imagine how good you would be at something like trading, but said in a better way. So maybe like, imagine how good you would be at something. A skill like trading could be, and then maybe ode to your point, a skill like trading could give you everything you ever wanted if only you could just stick at it for a mere 60 weeks. Stick with it for a mere 60 weeks. Right now, your main problem, I would say get rid of this, because this is just going to refer to just the lack of learning skills. Right now, your main problem isn't a lack of information. Your problem is no clear structure, no risk management, no plan to follow. And then I had exactly the same problem when I was learning how to trade. I couldn't focus. I couldn't stay focused on the right things for the right amount of time. That's exactly why I shared this. That's exactly why I created 60weeks.co. This, let me do the little linky link. We'll do a fake link. 60weeks.co. This is my exclusive, structured trading roadmap that I built myself to make sure I never got distracted ever again. Never get distracted ever again. This makes you. Inside, you'll get a 60 step-by-step lessons. 60, I would say maybe like like 60 trading lessons. Like, I don't know, like I'm trying to think of another way to say good. 60 like razor sharp trading lessons. This email lacks a framework, like you should have used DIC or ADA. What is DIC? I'm not sure about that one. DIC copy framework. Disrupt, intrigue, click. Ah, yes. What level of awareness are you writing to in the trading market, Caleb? As in me personally or with this email? because me personally, I don't write about trading that much. I do financial writing, but not much trading stuff. At least definitely not retail trading. But I would say this is specifically beginner retail traders, like people that are losing money for people that are losing money on retail trades. Yeah, with this email. Yeah, so it would specifically be uh I can imagine. Okay, if it's a 60 weeks trading program for trading discipline, it's specifically beginner retail traders. So people that are trading on Trading 212, eToro, all these other tools, because they're the ones that need the discipline. Um, yeah, it's a trading product in this way. 60 razor sharp trading lessons. Simple chart reading explained without the jargon. I'd say this a bit vague. Simple chart reading, so like maybe like simple chart breakdowns without the jargon. Practical risk management frameworks. We can say there's multiple. Repeatable trading structures you can copy. Discipline principles most beginners ignore. That's good. I like that. No hype, no signals, just foundation. Just my own experience. Yeah, so I'm angling it in the way of like saying this is what I did to save myself from being broke. You can buy that knowledge, or you can get that knowledge for free. Um, and that's the appeal. Most traders quit because they never had structure. This gives you one. We've already said that. No, just my own experience. My exclusive, what do we call it? Roadmap. Roadmap is completely free, but I am closing it soon. If you're serious about trading, don't overthink it. Claim your access from here. Yeah, nice. Simple reminder, simple decision. Don't need that. See you inside. There we go. What I mean is, depending on the kind of subscribers, will determine how you should open up and structure the email, whether they are problem or solution aware beginners. What I mean is, depending on the kind of subscribers, will determine how you should open up and structure the email, whether they're problem solution. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say these are problem aware, because if you're selling a roadmap for, I mean, I don't know what this guy's selling. This is just a random email. But I would say it's a it's a it's a problem aware. People know that they don't have the discipline to trade. Because that really is all trading is. It's just very good discipline. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that makes them solution aware because they know that already, and then they think, oh yeah, I need a program. Okay, right. We don't need this. Okay, let's go through it again. Okay, hey, first name. I know I said this already, but 60 weeks will happen to you. I would say, okay, I'm going to change that. I'm going to say time will pass whether you like it or not. A skill might take 60 weeks to learn. which seems like a long time. But the reality is, in 60 weeks, that time will have passed regardless. You will be older and none the wiser. It's like the fear. The real question is, do you have the dedication to commit to one skill for that time? Imagine how good you would be at something. Imagine how skilled you could become at anything. Imagine how do you have the dedication to commit to one skill for that time? Imagine how skilled you could become at anything. A skill like trading could give you everything you ever wanted. Money, stability, and living the big life. You're gonna steal or maybe like living, I like in that Will Smith song, living the life that some consider a myth. If only you could just stick to no. If only you could just stick with it for a mere 60 weeks. One skill for a mere 60 weeks. One tip I always tell myself, because I still get this wrong, is try and avoid like this and it too much. I fall into this all the time. You say this and it becomes vague because people don't really know what you're speaking about. They don't know, like you know what you're talking about when you write. You say it and this, but your writing becomes vague. You should always try and say every now and then exactly what it is. Okay. Your problem is, okay, it's got to no clear structure, no risk management, no plan to follow. I had exactly the same problem when I was learning how to trade. Couldn't stay focused on the right things for the right amount of time. That's exactly why I created 60weeks.co. This is my exclusive, structured trading roadmap that I built myself to make sure I never get distracted ever again. Maybe just never get distracted again. Inside I would say it again, 60weeks.co. Inside 60weeks.co, you'll get 60 razor sharp trading lessons every week, or in 60 weeks. I don't know, is that too, do I need to specify? Or is it assumed? Inside 60weeks.co, you'll get 60 razor sharp trading lessons in 60 weeks. Yeah, I like that. Simple chart breakdowns without the jargon. Practical risk management frameworks, repeatable trading structures you can copy. Discipline principles most beginners ignore. Very nice. No hype, no signals, just my own experience. My exclusive roadmap is completely free, but I'm closing it soon. But it won't be for long. If you're serious about trading, don't overthink it. Claim your access from here, see inside ladder. I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I think from where it was originally, all I've done really is just kind of extend out the bro, this is so better, but I still think he, not you, the writer, needs to add in some personal recent story from the brand before, because the reasoning bias is lacking. We are driving to lesson early. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think you're right. I think maybe, this will be, I would maybe consider this to be a series of emails. So, you don't always often just send one email. You'll send maybe like a series of 5. If you're doing any kind of email marketing, you generally don't just send like 6 sales email now. You'll send like 10 over the course of a week. this, I presume this could sort of lead into it. You know, this could be like part of a series. Because yeah, I think you're right. I think if it's on its own, it's too, yeah. I think you're absolutely right. There's no story here. No, like I'm like thinking, who is this guy? And then even just starting it, like I know I've said this already. I'll be like, who is this? Also remove the no hype, no signals, just XYZ. ChatGPT uses that a lot. Okay. No hype, no signals. Okay, maybe we could do trying to think of the negative thing. Okay. I don't include gimmicks or any fake signals, just my own experience. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could say practical risk management. This is my exclusive structured. Maybe it was that line before. Most traders quit because they never had structure. This gives you one. So maybe something like that under here. We could say, yeah, most traders quit because they never get a structure. They never get a structure. Most traders quit because they start trading with no structure. .co will give you the exact structure you need. So yeah. And then we've kind of referred to it already. So say right now it is completely free to join, but it won't be for long. If you're serious about trading, don't overthink it. Claim access from here. See you inside Lado. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and I think, yeah, I think this would probably go as a, you know, a group of emails that would sit together. You know, if I got this email flat, I'd obviously be thinking, what the hell is 60 weeks? I'd have no clue. Whereas I would assume, just because I know I've said this already, it's part of a community, it's part of something. It's there is, the journey has been created before this email. So yeah, that's my idea. Right. Okay. Next one. Okay, these were ones we put in before, and I think Fatima put hers in after, so I'm going to do that one. Eddie didn't do his, fortunately. So we're going to do this one. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Subject line. He almost gave up, but now he is a business owner in Dubai. Hey, first name. Dubai has been on many people's lists, like Dr. Mike Diamond. He has done many things. YouTube channel with over 1.7 million subscribers, a fitness brand that has helped many worldwide. But every time he tried to figure out the actual process, the free zones, the visa timelines, the banking requirements, it turned into a maze with no clear exit. Everything confused him more, and many other problems arose, like too many business setup agencies, no transparency, hidden costs, and a need for professional, fast execution. And for someone whose entire brand was built on trust and credibility, he couldn't afford to hand his business setup to wrong people. He then started waiting for the perfect moment. Sounds familiar, but what changed? He discovered Gen Zone, not through flashy ads, but through reputation. He decided to trust them after hearing from people. What happened next wasn't magic, it was just competence, executed at a level he hadn't experienced before. Clear communication from day one. No runaround, no vague timelines, no surprise fees, just a step-by-step process laid out in plain language. His e-visa came through fast, his Emirates ID followed, his business account, the part of the trips that most people, was open and active before he'd fully unpacked. Dr. Mike Diamonds. He didn't say that because we asked him to, he said that, yeah. It's losing me here. I asked AI to make it better, please rate this too. Okay. You've done like hyphens for each one. You can just, if you're on Google Docs, you can just go like 3 and then, oh no, you can't do it on here. You go insert and then horizontal line. Okay. He almost gave in Dubai, then 7. Hey, first name. You might know Dr. Mike Diamond. 1.7 million YouTube subscribers, a global fitness brand, and reputation built on talent and trust. But behind the scenes, he was stuck. Time he tried to move to Dubai, it turned into a maze. Free zones, visa timelines, banking requirements, too many. Yeah, it's heavy. Okay. Okay, right. He almost gave up, but now he's a business owner in Dubai. Okay, right, let's rewrite this. Alright, hey, first name. Dubai has been on many people's lists, like Dr. Mike Diamond. I actually like this one a lot better. Yeah, because he's got 1.7. I mean, is this guy real? Mike Diamond. Mike Diamond? Is he based in Dubai? Oh. Okay. I can't figure out the big idea of this email anyways, let's try. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I guess it's like Gen Zone is the thing that they're selling. Um, like it's I guess it's a I've seen guys like this before. They basically, because Dubai uh, emigration is often, there's lots of process to follow, and then there's often some bad actors because it's quite a new place. Like there are people who do Dubai emigration as a package, so you pay them and they sort everything out for you. Especially if you are someone with already a lot of money and a lot of assets, it can be very complicated. So they're basically like a financial advisor. So I presume it's like a financial advisor. Uh, yeah, financial advisor like platform. Yeah, so his name is Dr. Mike Diamonds, and I would spell it just like how he's done it, even though I would put it DR like myself, but he has done it like that, so I would do it the same way. So, Dr. Mike Diamonds. Hey, first name. Dubai has been on many people's lists, like Dr. Mike Diamonds. I quite like that opening line. You might already know him as the fitness influencer with over 1.7 million subscribers, helping millions of people get in shape. Oh, I forgot to give the other one a title. And we'll go back to that. Hello from India. Hello. Welcome. Alright. You might already know him as the fitness influencer, over 1.7 million subscribers, helping millions of people get in shape. You need to specify he wanted to go to Dubai. So he, like many in his space, Dubai was an attractive location, and he set about his he decided in I don't know how, like, how old is he? Is he awesome? Let me get the contract. One last thing. Like he might have 30% to 10% in 2026. Fast and simple. This is a game. This looks like Dubai. Quick results, and you want to be ready. How to fix it now. If you want your doctor to handle this, do these tests and have them explain what needs to be optimized. But if you want us to do it at Scope by Science, this is exactly what we do. So me and my team of medical doctors are specialized in medicine 3.0, which Scope by Science. Yeah, so one thing that's really important, that I think you guys need to know is, like, you need to have like dates and information, because it's these little details that if you don't have them, you're going to start to lose them. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to find exactly where he's from and where he moved, when he moved, because you just say, oh, here's this guy and he moved to Dubai, but in the back of your head you're thinking, but when, where did he move from? Like, I'm going to say, okay, maybe he's from, all right, let me try and find out. Okay, Dr. Michael Diamonds. Okay, how, alright, we need to find out more info about this guy, Dr. Michael Diamonds. Is this him? So he's from England, but he's Namibian. But I don't know where he's come from emigrating. Malaysia. So bro lives in fucking Malaysia. Okay, for the sake of this email, we're just gonna make it up. So we're just gonna say he decided in. We're just gonna say, okay, he's selling an immigration package for entrepreneurs. You need to understand this to rewrite this. So yeah, of course. So I'm just gonna put in vague details. He decided in year to leave country and start a new venture in the UAE. However, so here we've got a, okay, this intro section here, we've nicely outlined who the guy is, so we've said, okay, it's Dr. Mike Diamonds. He's a fitness influencer, 1.7 million subscribers. So you've covered, you might already know, it means that we're not teaching people to suck eggs. If they already know who he is, great. But if they don't, they already know, okay, he's a doctor, he's got 1.7 million subscribers, and he helps people get in shape. He lived in country, and he decided in year to leave and go there, as like many others do. So in this like first bit, everyone's up to speed. We know what's going on with the guy now. Then we've got however. So here's the problem that we need to establish the problem. Every time he tried to figure out the actual process of moving to Dubai, the free zones, so I would have probably brackets here because you're doing an aside. The free zones, the visa timelines, the banking requirements, it turned into a maze with no clear exit. Every time he tried to figure out, he became completely overwhelmed with information. I love where you're going with this, subtly making the case study feel more relatable and real. Yeah, exactly, because we need to know who this guy is. I'm going to be thinking, who is this guy? I don't care. I don't know. I've never met the guy, but you're making the story real. He's a guy that wanted to move and to start a new venture, and but he came up against the problem. He came against that tension, and this product helped him fix that. Everything confused him more and more, and many other problems arose, like too many business setup agencies, no transparency, hidden costs, and need professional fast execution. Okay, see what you're saying there. It's the problem, agitation, solution you're trying to go for here. You get the problem, all the consequences of the problem, and then the solution. So I would say to make things worse, Dubai is full of shady business setup agencies, no transparency in visa processes, and a range of hidden costs from, and a range of hidden costs. So it's like we're also here. I think we're making, like, creating the baddie. We're saying, what's it called? Gen Zone. We're saying Gen Zone is not one of these other agencies, because when you're selling anything, has no transparency in visa process and has a range of hidden goals. We'll rewrite that at the end, but that's good enough. But yeah, you need to make a baddie. You need to basically say, we're not like them. The people that, we are a differentiator. We understand how you might think of us, which is that we're just another business setup agency, but we're not like that. We are different. He thought, he was aware of these things, but that's why he went to us, because he knew we're different. And for someone whose brand was built on trust and credibility, he couldn't afford to hand his business setup to wrong people. No, because it doesn't matter. I don't think that's relevant. Because from the outside, we're not going to see how they set him up. This is just purely like a legal standpoint. And it's like they won't like not set you up. They'll just like overcharge you and maybe not do it right. I have heard that some people do get scammed, but I think the problem is not the scamming. It's the fact that because people have no idea what they're doing, people will take advantage of you. So that's what we'll say is the problem. He then started waiting for the perfect moment. I don't know about that. I don't think you would. You need to move now, and you need it. But what changed? He discovered Gen Zone. Okay. I guess now what we need is a bit of a story about how he came across Gen Zone. So he's looking at all these agencies in Dubai. He's thinking, "Oh God, I don't know what to do. I'm so stressed. Ugh, it's all over." And then what happens? Then he comes across something. Okay, during this whole nightmare, legal nightmare. Well, no, it's not a legal nightmare because he hasn't actually got there yet. So, okay, Mike knew that he I was going to say he knew that there was an easier way. It's a bit cringe. Oh shit, I might have to go. Okay, let's say. Alright guys, I've only got 10 minutes, so I've got to wrap this up quick. Whatever you do not start the story. That's when you discover Gen Zone. Yeah, I know. I know. It's so hard. It's like I don't want to be like, and then he was out walking one day and he saw Gen Zone. Like, yeah, it's I would say I'm gonna go with, okay, Mike knew that Mike knew that there must be a better way of setting up in Dubai. This is when he began to search for smoother and more transparent solutions. Oof, no. You know what? I think actually we're not gonna go. So okay, we've said okay the problem, all right, and the agitation, all right, and then now we need to position the solution. Um, I'm gonna say for this hypothetical scenario, Gen Zone contacted him. So I was gonna say, when we came across Mike, he was deep in this web of legal jargon and confusion. So it was in like basically we came in and saved him. Um, he was waiting. He had been stuck searching for a solution that wouldn't trying to think of how to say fuck him over, but not like that. That wouldn't cause him problems. For 7, let's just make up a number. Yeah, 7 months. Pushing back his move to Dubai further and further. We came to Mike with a solution. Trying after hearing from people. Yeah, I'm just going to say that didn't happen because that really does. What happened next was imagine it was competent executed level he hadn't experienced before. Okay, we came to Mike with a solution. Fast e-visa. I would say, let's say, we need data on that. Dubai e-visa time. 2 to 3 working days. Yeah, let's just say, and with, okay, let's say one simple package, an e-visa with an e-visa ready in 2 to 3 days. I have no idea how visa stuff works, by the way, so I'm completely winging this. Emirates. Let's see how long you get an Emirates ID. Emirates ID time. 5 to 10 business days. Let's just say. An Emirates ID ready in 5 to 10 business days. A fully functioning business account immediately. Let's just say in 24 hours. Yeah, okay, so again here also we've kind of broken up the copy a bit with the bullet points. We've just sort of come in and said, okay, you know, there's a lot of words, now we're here with some bullet points and we're saying, okay, here's literally what we did, okay? It's all this legal confusion, blah, 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 blah. We came in and just here's the data. E-visa ready in 2 to 3 days. Emirates ID ready in 5 to 10 business days. a fully functioning business account in 24 hours. Clear communication from day one, no runaround, no vague timelines, no surprise fees, just a step-by-step process laid out in plain language. Great. Within a week, Mike's Dubai dream was happening. I'd never seen a bank account open that quickly. Everything was smooth and super professional. I'd rate GenZone 10 out of 10. Highly recommend them. Dr. Mike Diamonds. That is a sick name, to be fair. Let's do a little, yeah, like that. Just so it looks a little different. He didn't say that because we asked him to. He said that because when you've been through the alternative, the confusion, the back and forth, the waiting, you notice immediately when someone actually knows what they're doing. The process was never... Okay, I didn't like that, but I like this part. The process was never the hard part. The hard part is finding someone you can trust to handle it without making it harder than it needs to be. Nice. If you're still trying to figure out whether Dubai is the right move, or you know it is, but you can't figure out a way to start, that's exactly what our first conversation is for. Book your free 20-minute call here. Name GenZone. Okay. That's that. One last thing to ask, probably the hardest part, how to find clients. I do outreach daily. Most of them ignore me because they think I'm a scammer because I'm Indian. Well, in that case, you need to work on your profiles, because if they think you're a scammer, it might not necessarily be because you're Indian. It's because your profiles do not signal enough trust. Like, you need to, have reviews, have a really nice website, have a really nice LinkedIn, have a really nice Instagram. Like, really display trust on your profiles, because I think it's a problem for any business. It's sort of the whole game we're playing. I mean, even in this email, it's like, it's about trust. Like, why should they people get burnt like all the time. So, how do you prove to them that you're not going to burn them? And not even that like you're going to scam them, but like, how do you prove that you're going to do excellent work that's going to get them results? That's the trick. So yeah, just really work on like being as transparent as possible, being open, have pictures of yourself online with your face, maybe even videos of yourself. That's how you do it. Like, I've worked with many people from India, and it's always the ones that have the very transparent profiles. They have videos of them talking. It's a very confident profile. Showing that you have a reputation. That's how you do it. Okay. I haven't got time to do this email, like go through it. I'm going to end the stream now, but I will put that in, and I might actually review that one first time when I come to it. But thanks for everyone's questions. I appreciate you joining the stream, and I'll be on next Saturday.